And good afternoon, folks. Warp103 bringing you another video. This time here, we are going to be reviewing the Guard. So sit back, relax, and of course, enjoy the show. And please leave a like or follow for this video.
I'm gonna have to rain down a godly firestorm on you.
And thank you for viewing this video. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon above, and then of course hitting the bell icon to get notifications when the next video drops. So here we go. Right now you're looking at the Guard versus the Lancing, the T-44-100, and the Vegetto. Arguably the three best mediums in the game, what we call for gold. Of course, this is Type 59, but you can't get that often, so we're not going to talk about that one. And the Guard, when you look at the list, and the first thing you look at is this DPM, and you're like, whoa, wait, this take cannot be good, because this DPM is absolutely garbage compared to the rest of them. And I have to agree, the DPM is on it, it's not good. But there's something else that you have to look at, and this is what I like about the tank here. And that is your damage per shot at 390 means that you can make better trades than most of the other tanks. Now, your DPM means a lot if you can get the shots off and everything else of that, but if you have to be basically out in the open a lot like that to get your shots off, then your DPM is going to basically get you shot at the same time. So that 390 alpha, it's really on the good side, you know. And the other thing is so that the 212 penetration and everything else of that works really well as well. So, you know, that's the thing that you have to look at. And so your rate of fire is, again, really bad. Your reload time, again, is really bad, but you have time to make sure you get decent shots and everything else that you can maximize your DPM. The other thing is, with your other guns, what you cannot do is overmatch certain when a 122 millimeters the gun is like that, you can overmatch tanks like that only have 30 millimeters of side armor, whereas all the other tanks over here, they're not overmatching that. So that 122 caliber like that puts it in another class when it comes to somebody that's trying to side scrape on you, and if they do it incorrectly, basically you overmatch their sides and you murder them, or if you're high enough, you can overmatch their roof and murder them. So that's one of the things that I really like about the Guard, that you can really do that. Now, your damage potential wise, meaning how much ammo you have and everything else, so that is it's okay. I wish it was higher. The problem is that you only have 35 in it shots. Again, with your long reload, that you wouldn't think that's a problem, but again, it would, if you had 40 or 45, that would be real near the sweet spot where you can hit everything else to that. And then the other thing that's bad about it, you have on your standard rounds 188 shell velocity. It's just too slow and it's garbage. I've missed plenty of shots of guys that I'm like, oh, I mean, and again, the shot flies true and perfect, but it even falls behind them because you didn't give them enough lead, because the velocity is so slow. All right, then you come down to the gun handling. Now, when you're looking at all the rest of the tanks over there, it's like that, your aim time, again, is a little bit on the longer sides for that. They're tied up there with the Lancing and everything else like that. But your dispersion is pretty damn good. And I can actually get my dispersion down to 0.28. So I can really hit shots, you know, basically like a tank destroyer and everything else to that. Now your dispersion on the move and everything else to that is not great and everything else. So you can't play this like your traditional medium tank where you're zipping around people and firing on the move, because this tank ain't it. If you try to do it that way, again, you will get absolutely completely murdered. All right, gun elevation, again, this Russian tank is like that, and the gun is in the back, so you know you can't really do that well. Gun depression at 6, again, it's not really that good and everything else like that. So this tank is made to be able to do two things. You are shooting from range, or you're side scraping off the side of a building and shooting and doing damage. Now the forward speed at 50 is all right. Reverse speed at 20 is really good. So that, but your power to weight a 14 is, again, compared to the rest of them, is absolutely crap. Again, you cannot try to do medium tank things with this because you're just going to get absolutely destroyed. Now, your terrain resistance is, again, middle-ish and roadish, and so that, again, not as bad as the Lancing, but definitely not as good as the Progetto and the 44-100. So your effective transfer speeds are, again, it's really on the bad side and everything else like that. But then you come down to the other part of this, which makes it really good. That's the armor. Now, compared to the other armors that you have, with the exception of the T-44, your hull armor and your turret armor makes all the other ones blush. So literally, if you have the opportunity, if you have to go in, you can. You can side scrape and everything else to that. And again, whereas the Progetto, if the Progetto's side scraping, I basically can overmatch him. Lancing's the same scenario, but I can't do that for the 44 because, again, the 44 side armor at 75, you're not, even when at 122, you're not penetrating that. But look at my turret armor. Yeah, it makes the Lancing blush, the Progetto blush. The only thing it doesn't make fun of is the T-44-100. Again, arguably one of the best tanks in the game and everything else. So armor-wise, you're on a really good side. Health-wise, you're standard with everybody else. Again, the Progetto is a little bit higher and everything else. You don't get. You get ammo rack if you got to be very careful. You go in close. Your track health and everything else. So again, your armor is pretty good for its stage, but you have to be really, really, really careful. The other thing is the camo value is more on the higher side, like with the tank destroyers. So yeah, you can play as a tank destroyer, and that's you will see me do a lot and everything else. So they tell you, I decide, okay, the battles where I need to go in and get up close and personal, and then that's when you want to go in and just say, okay, now it's time to wreck face. All right, we're going to look at the armor rider right now. Now, again, you have limited gun depression, so you're not going to be saying, oh, well, I can, have great gun depression and everything else to that. Your armor is basically, you use it at range, and again, you have a lot of sections at range with your limited gun depression, where if they're shooting at your upper plate near the front, it's basically an auto ricochet and everything else to that. If they're shooting towards the front of your turret and everything else to that, you have some angles that are ridiculously bouncy, and then other areas where, it's basically if they're shooting at your roof area or near the sides, it's an auto ricochet angle. So again, your lower plate is cheese. Again, this is versus the Progetto's gun, and your lower plate is cheese. Again, if you're using a Progetto gun. So your armor is not terrific if you're up close and personal, but if you're using it at range and everything else to that, then your armor values again, because then you can actually angle and everything else. And then of course over distance, it really changes how far you can actually make this work. Again, at distance, that you have a drop off in pen and everything else like that. So it works at distance, and then when it's time to go up close and personal, then from there you're like, okay, I'm up close and personal, and then you want to get it directly in their face, and they have to try to basically, you want to shoot through their gun and everything else like that if you can. So the Guard is one of those tanks where I feel that if you use it correctly, and for how cheap that you can actually get this for, since you can get it for bonds, it's one of those tanks where I'm like, if you want a good tier 8, especially that you want to train your Russians in so that, and you don't have the money to get the 44-100, or if it's not on sale or anything else like that, buy this and so that, and you can train your crews and do real well in them. So let's go to the actual gameplay, and let's take a look. Because usually he doesn't listen to. Oh yeah, he's you. I mean, me, he don't give a flying. This is a great spot right here. Unfortunately, my gun is not. His gun is good, but it ain't that good. See, now I'm trying to thread the needle, and there's only a little bit of his head peeking through. I had to try that shot. I know it's still a snapshot. It still was close. Oh, you gonna try it again? Now again, I'm using this at its near maximum range because again, I'm trying to get the hits off and everything else of that from distance, like I was saying. But let's keep on going, love. That is the allergy pills for the dog. Well, yes, baby, but we use it for the dogs. I mean, it works on both of us. Well, yes. If you have an allergy slide, it works for both humans and dogs, but we use it mostly for the dogs. Or if we need to get one of y'all to sleep when y'all were younger, that worked too. It's one of the things that helps you sleep. So again, I'm gonna stay right here, maybe. 50 TP. Now again, you're probably wondering why am I so far away from battle? Again, this tank is literally sniper. That's what it does. Oop, I see a KV-3 over there. I should be able to hit him. Oh crap. Ah! I love that I just moved to try to handle the KV-3 and I basically
might fall into your bottom.
Well, that sucked. Take that piece of thing out. Again, I'm waiting till they get close enough. Come on, come on. See, he's just outside of my view. That's the problem. Oh no, no! I've seen the shot. I've seen the shot angle. Ah, I've lost it. God damn it. Uh-oh, we're losing this. I need him to peek again. I need him to peek. You know what? Let me move. Let me move. I need to get more shots, and from where I'm at right now, I'm only getting kind of the shots. I can move here and get more shots on them. So let me move up. And get side shots on these guys. Because I want to be able to get full shots. Actually, I'm going to lose some of the gold rounds because again, I don't want to lose this because of some stupidity thing. And now, see how he pushed around now? Which is bad because... What? Now, as you've seen with that bouncer right there, for that, this armor is literally troll when it comes to the turret. You would think that it's really, really bad because of the way it's shaped. But again, when you're looking at someone even from the side, the armor of his turret is really, really troll. So, you know, again, I notice people on this side here, so I'm going to push on this side and see if I can get some battle in. Now, he's dead. Now I'm going to go after this guy here. Okay, baby. Thank you. Again, this thing is a good tank, even at long distance, but see, I can hit harder than you, bro. Okay, that's been done. Fix my engine. Let's go after this guy. Let's see if we can find him first. And see, what this is good for is making trades like that. Again, he got a good shot in the end, but my shot actually did more damage. So he wants to sit there and trade with me, be my guest. I love it. Again, it's basically, this tank is about making smart trades. Again, since you have the higher alpha and everything else, if you choose the engagement time and you choose the engagement, this tank will work wonders. It's when you're not choosing an engagement, then from there you have all types of problems. As you see, basically, I'm choosing the time that I want to do an engagement. I'm doing it on my time, so therefore I can get the maximum benefit. Get him out the way. He's right here. I'm gonna play it smart. I'm gonna pull directly back so I'm out of sight of all these guys, and then I'm gonna do like this. Of course I move. That's when you. Again, this is what I'm talking about. This tank is an absolute monster. If it can do stuff at range, it's like, you know, super secret ninja skill. Let's beat up on people type of move. 5 kills. No muss, no fuss. Pixel shot. I know. It was almost a pixel shot. Again, this tank is... Again, a lot of people don't like the guard because it's not your typical medium. It's not. If you go in like a medium with this tank here, you'll get absolutely destroyed. You have to play this as, again, a long range TD, but it can be a good crew trainer. Now, Silly Rabbit, again, if they're talking about this right in the open. Okay, as you can see, the high caliber right there, and again, this is, you know, second class. Now again, this is not even the maximum this tank can do. You're seeing what you're seeing at range. You're seeing me just getting used to the tank and everything else. That not a lot of games in, not really with the best crew in the world. Imagine what this thing is going to be like after it gets, you know, another 2 crew skills. Again, this is an underrated tank that I think that everybody should pick up for cheap. Well, hopefully you'll like this video. This is Warp103 saying warp out, have fun, we'll catch you on the next one. Please hit the like, subscribe button, it really helps to turn on it. Until then, see you later.